if I'm audible to everyone, I would request everyone to please ping in the chat box if I'm audible and if you're able to view my screen. Great, thank you. Appreciate. Thank you, Divakar. So we are just waiting for others to join. No, I'm not sharing anything right now, Divakar, currently. So I will be. So I will let you know once I share my screen as well. Okay. So we will wait for a couple of more minutes, and then I mean just one more minute. We will wait. It's already 3 in my the time is 3 in my computer laptop. So we'll just wait for one more minutes, and then we will get started. Okay. Just waiting for other people to join in this call, in this session rather. Okay, so the total count is increasing. I really would appreciate. We have tried to keep the your microphone as muted by because it's a webinar, and we would want if we start everybody starts speaking, it would become very difficult for all of us to answer the questions. So would request everyone if you can whatever questions that you have, if you can post it in the chat message box, and we will be able to see and respond to it appropriately. Okay, so I am sharing my screen right now. So please do let me know once my screen is visible. Is my screen visible? All of you? Okay. Uh, Anand, if you can, post it in the chat message box. Anand, was my screen visible? Everyone? Okay,
Yes.
great. So let's get started. Without wasting any further time, let us get started with the session. So welcome everyone to this webinar session to boost productivity with GenAI. We are here to take this session on automating workflows and building AI agents. So this 90-minute session, in this 90-minute session, we assure you that you will be able to see and learn from all of us out here uh, to create workflows automation using a AI platform, and then create and build AI agents and see it running. So we have created, we will demonstrate right in front of you, and you will be able to see the recordings as well in this 90-minute session. So welcome each and every one of you right now to this session. To get started, let me introduce myself. I am Anthony Debashish Gomes. I am the Deputy General Manager at NIIT StackRoot team, and I have around 22 years plus of experience in various fields, including software development, content, and management, majorly. I also have with me my colleague Prashant. He's a senior developer and product engineering, an expert in technology areas. So both me and Prashant will be driving this webinar to automate workflows and build AI agents. Um, so the agenda for this 90-minute session is, first we will set up the context, the purpose, and the takeaway. What is the purpose of this? Why these two areas? And once we set this context right, we're going to introduce you to the workflow and AI process automation piece, and then dive deep into building, AI driven automation, and see how we will be able to demonstrate to you how do we do this. In addition, once this is over, Prashant will take over from me, where he will get into the Langflow and its capabilities. He will demonstrate a chatbot agent using Langflow, and then he will also demonstrate, okay, right on the screen, how to build a RAG powered AI agent. Once this is over, we will see the implication and road ahead. How can we take this forward for our learning journey? And then we will put up all the question and answer right towards the fag end. I would request everyone to keep your questions aside right now, because if we start answering questions, we have very limited time frame. We are all working professionals, so I would humbly request everyone to please honor the time. Uh, with that, let me get started with the purpose and the takeaway first. But before we get started, I would request Sandhya from the StackRoot NIT team to please roll out the poll. We have 3 questions. It'll hardly take a minute's time for all of you to just answer these 3 questions. These are very bare minimum questions. So Sandhya, if you can roll out the questions, please, on the
It's on the
screen.
screen. Yes, Anthony, it's on the screen.
Oh, great,
So
great.
everyone, you must have got a pop-up on your screen. So please, there are 3 questions. You can answer one and click on the next button and give the answer for all the 3.
Let's take a minute's time to quickly, fill up this starting poll. We just wanted to know your domain, from which technology, are you aware of AI and all of that. Just basic, very, very basic 3 questions put up. And Sandhya, once it's done, in the next minute, if you can post it, on the, um, you know,
Sure, Anthony.
on the
I'll
screen.
just preview it. So there are 193 participants in the call. I can see 132 responses has been received.
Okay. Let's wait for 30 seconds more. So everyone would really appreciate if you can just quickly, answer these poll questions. It's essential for us to, on the fly, take how would we go ahead and take this webinar for the benefit of everyone. So would really, really appreciate if you can just quickly fill it up. Sandhya, I'm stop sharing. If you can share the post, please.
Sure, Anthony. Let me share my screen. Please let me know once my screen is visible.
Yeah, your screen is visible, Sandhya.
Yeah, so this is the poll result, Anthony. We have received 153 responses as of now, and
Mhm.
80% from the IT software hardware
Okay.
companies, 6% from the insurance banking. So this is the result
Okay.
for the
Six,
first
five.
question. Yeah,
Okay. Media 2 and other 7%.
sorry. Uh, yeah, so next question is about whether this crowd is from the technical background or the non-technical. So
Okay.
70% is from technical knowledge
Okay.
and 30%
Fantastic.
from.
So it has 70-30 ratio. That this is really very nice and interesting to see this kind of audience profile out here. Really appreciate it. I mean, this is really nice, and I'm very, very excited. Level of knowledge, I think this is also very exciting. 48% is, basic, 38% is beginner, 13% intermediate, and 1% advanced. Fantastic. Thank you, Sandhya. I really appreciate it. Thanks for
Thank
sharing this
you.
piece of information. This is very helpful. So, uh, yeah. So now that is my screen visible, all of you? Is my screen visible?
Yes, Anthony.
Okay, great. Thank you. So now let's set up the context, what we are planning to do out here. Um, 1 second, please. Okay, so why we are here? We are here just to reiterate everyone right now that, from 2022 onwards, if you see the day when OpenAI ChatGPT was launched, the IT industry is going through a revolution. It can be considered as the 4.0 industry revolution. Why? Because the way we are looking at work, the way we are doing work right now has changed from the day OpenAI has launched the AI models. And therefore, it is very imperative for all of us to look at this, what's happening, what's going around all around us, and to upskill and upgrade so that we are not lost in this maddening rush of AI. While we see the impact of AI, that if all of us bases the poll that we see that everyone have started using the chat GPTs and the Google Geminis and the deep seek and all of it, we know how to generate content text from the AI models, and that is helping us to increase our productivity, isn't it? Instead of writing content on your own, instead of writing programs on your own, now we can get the program in one go using these AI models. Okay, it took me 7 days to write a small basic game program, okay, during my learning curve yesteryears. But now with AI, I'm able to do that in less than 5 minutes. Further, the impact is on quality. You will see that the quality has improved drastically over the period of time since the time OpenAI and the AI model has been released for the public at large. So the errors are less because we are getting the code, the content, and everything. We are now here to just fix how we want it to be. Okay, we are now getting smarter with the advent of AI. And then we are now able to think innovation, how we can do things in a much better, faster, and maybe out of the box. So, the impact of AI at a very large scale is happening on these three domains. As a result, what is happening is we are able to deliver things faster. And I can take examples after examples. We have done a major project in one of the largest customers of NIT StackRoot, where we did a coding based Java full stack project with them manually. They themselves writing the code, and it took 7 days to do that project. And then we introduced them GenAI models, and they did it in 2 to 3 days flat. That's what I'm saying. Ki it impacts faster. The code quality is better. And as a result, you get cost optimization because overall, instead of 100 resources, now you'll be able to do it with maybe 5 resources. And other resources can be deployed, used somewhere else to get the work done in a better way. So that's the impact. Now, what's the context? The context is, can we stop AI? Just think of it. Should we ban AI or should we embrace it? Of course, we cannot ban AI. If you look at when computers came, okay, to banking sectors, there were protests all across that computers are going to take away jobs. Were they able to stop it? No. So this is the time to embrace it. Okay, we should adopt, we should adapt, and we should align our focus. Instead of fearing AI, that we will not use AI, let's embrace it so that we can be with the flow of AI and take our career, take our growth story to the next level. So with this context, how with the AI in picture, how we can take our careers further. Let's look at it from the poll. I have seen that there are many people who are at the beginners level. There are many good amount of people as part of the percentage who are adopters, who have used and going to the next level. So when I'm saying adopters means they are adapting. So they generate emails. They are looking forward for reports. They're looking forward for minutes of the meeting using DeepSeek or Gemini or Claude or chat gpt, whatever. They are getting their analysis done using ai tools. They are saving time and getting things done, like checking a grammar spelling mistake. They have done enabled grammarly, which will auto fix your work automatically instead of you taking time and manually reviewing it, getting others fixed. There is couple of cycles that are done seamlessly. If you are a programmer, developer, architect, just visualize now basis 2 years, 3 years back. You would have to review your code from your juniors manually, and now the developer programmer is giving code which is flawless. And therefore, this is what we are calling as adopters. We have to adopt and move ahead fast with this Gen AI model. Similarly, for programmers, right now we are using GitHub Copilot, Cursor, Kodi, Gemini, I mean, Google Kodi, Windsurf, and all of it, Tab9, okay, Code Whisperer, as code generation and debugging platforms and tools to get our code right at the very beginning perfect. We are able to create prototypes within no time. A couple of days back, I was creating replicating a website, a very familiar website, which is very renowned. Okay, how many of you will be, if I ask you, how many of you would be able to replicate IRCTC in the next 5 minutes? Would you be able to do that? IRCTC took months for development, but you will be able to replicate that in less than 10 minutes now flat. Documentation support. You can create models for your software documentation by automating the entire piece altogether. So what I'm saying, what I'm looking forward for in this session is, it's like a genie in the box. You have a genie, okay, the genie lamp, okay. There was a serial in yesteryears during our time, I Dream of Genie, okay, where the person just brushes across the lamp and the genie comes and does all the work. AI is our genie in the box. You have to decide when to use AI and think whatever work you are doing, you should be able to use AI. How you can use Gen AI and AI to get your work done, how you can use automation to get your process fixed. So what we are seeing right now is that today twice as many jobs are over the careers compared to 15. So the professional entering the workforce today are on pace to hold twice as many jobs. That means today anybody you see switching jobs, they are having more than 2 3 jobs in their hand. They're getting their CV profile created using AI. They are able to do things at a 1/4 time that our era used to do. We are also seeing what we are seeing as per Gartner, that 70% of the skill used in most of the jobs will change by 2030, and courtesy AI and the as the catalyst out here. And what LinkedIn is saying, if you see the report, that there is an increase in the skill growth for members at an alarming pace of 140%. That means people are learning skills in no time. Gone are those days where you are learning some skills which is taking you so many days and so many times. Now, with the advent of AI, with AI automation, you can get things done in no time. At the end of the day, it is action that is matters. So in your work, in your official work, it is the actions that matters most. So here, with the advent of AI, we are able to, with the Gen AI use cases across industries, you will see that you are able to enhance your customer experience. You will be able to boost your customer productivity and optimize your business processes. So with that, we will get into the automation piece. The first agenda of our day, okay, is the AI automation. Now, very quickly, if I take you through, automation happened long time back. Okay, right from Industry Revolution 1, 2, 3, and so on and so forth. But if you see, you know, if you see, the robotic process automation happens majorly in the assembly lines of Maruti and the Hyundai's and all the major lines. If I could relate and visualize that there are robotic arms that it does all the job, and the human in the loop out here are the humans who you checks whether everything is fine or not and gives an okay go ahead. The same assembly line is replicated. Similarly, we used to have this computer physical task automation, which was also very limited use, where manual data entry, data scrapping, form filling, we are able to automate all of this. But what it now really means is automation is API driven, where we have a software and that software is able to speak with multiple other different softwares. So our software should be able to speak with LinkedIn. Our software should be able to speak with, a Chat GPT. Our software should be able to speak with Google Drive. You name it, you have it. Our software should be able to speak with WhatsApp or Telegram. You can connect everything to get your work done. And today we are going to see one of such use cases. So software test automation, task automation. This is what AI has been doing, automating things with no code. Okay. Now, what are we doing? Why do we need to automate? Very quickly, we'll take you through. We are performing multiple tasks, and this is for the people who are, not that tech savvy, not that code friendly. There are many tasks that you do in our daily life, which is regular work, sending emails. Okay, there is a learner support, there is a customer support. The customers ask for queries. We have to see the query, look at our database, give the response. And there are some ad hoc tasks that needs to be done. So please roll out, look out. There are some regular process driven tasks that we do on a regular basis in our daily work, and there are some ad hoc tasks that we do in our daily day to day life. Now, you can say that, hey, Anthony, I am from marketing. Okay. Or somebody can say, I'm from finance, banking. Somebody can say, I'm from sales. Irrespective of whatever domain that you come from, whether it is business management, operation management, sales, finance, marketing, you guys would be doing certain regular tasks. For example, if I say take out the finance management, you will be looking into invoices, invoice creations, payments, accounting, payments, stock updates, and all of that. Anybody from operations would be looking into product management, project management. Anybody from sales would be looking into CRM management, payment confirmation, product delivery, and client communications, all of that. Now, do we have a process in your business, in your regular work? Do you have a process defined for your work? What I mean is, okay, if you are as a customer support for your, maybe for the software, you are a software support that you give to your internal team. There can be 100 of issues that comes to you, but is there a process that is mapped? If there is a process, and even if you do not have it, if you think it can be aligned as part of the process, that from A it goes to B, from B it goes to C, from C it goes to DE, from D it goes to PQR, from E it goes to QZ. If that process is aligned, then AI will be able to automate that for you in no time. Okay. Now, for the repetition work out here, if you are doing some regular work which is kind of monotonous, which is, what are the reasons for you to define? If the work is very repetitive, you get these queries, you have to give a response. It's a low brainer, no brainer, and not adding much value. And it is taking a lot of time consumption, creating a PPT, for instance. So your boss gives you a request, hey, Anthony, create a PPT in the future of AI, 10 slides. create a PPT from this Excel sheet that I give you with all this data, create a PPT. Now, it takes, I mean, what are you contributing? Data is there already. You need to create a PPT. Can that be automated? Yes, it can be. In the past, counting notes in banks, people used to do it manually. Now, it has been automated by a machine. So, all these bottlenecks have been removed right now through automation. And we are able to go ahead and remove those inefficiencies, increase our scalability. Okay, so if you stick to what you are doing, we have a problem. You have to move out of your comfort zone. That's what we are saying with the advent of AI. So, very quickly, what is automation? Refers to the use of technology, software, or machinery to perform tasks to increase efficiency, reduce error, increase productivity at a much low cost. What are the different types of automation, guys? We have seen in large, we have seen home automation where we have done automation in Alexa. Can you play Best of Kishore Kumar? It's an automation, boss. We have LG remote, and we click the AI button out there. It says, "Hey Google, can you, show the last, yesterday's IPL match?" It will immediately pick up and show. How is this done? How is this done? It is automated. Then we have IT automation. We have industrial automation. We have AI and machine learning automation, where the core layer is AI, and on top of it, it is talking with APIs, okay, and getting things done as agents. And we're going to see that today. And then there is this business process automation, where we go ahead and automate repeating tasks as well. Okay, so with this context, what do we get from this AI automation? Of course, we talked productivity increase, time, effort saving, growth. Okay, the automation is available 24/7. Just imagine your Facebook post. You are a marketing guy and you are going for a campaign. You are a marketing leader. You have to do 10 campaigns across 10 different cities with different campaign models, or different what should I say, um, uh, different agents, I mean, different agenda. How will you do that? So if you automate it with AI, it's going to be available 24/7 and it's going to get your job done. And it's robust. It's not going to stop if you treat it well. So enhance business operations. Now, what you can automate, what cannot be automated. Anything which requires human decision making or lacks available APIs should not automate. You should not automate. Okay, anything which is software based, API driven, repetitive, follows a predefined rule, you can go for it with your automation. Okay, so now what tool should we use? There are many tools that we use. Okay, automation itself is, there are Blue Prism and various other platforms that are there. But with AI, with the advent of AI, there are various low code tools, no code at all. Some of the no code, low code platforms are Zapier, Make, Power Automate, Kissflow, Automate IO, and Pabbly. These are some of, and N8N. I forgot to add that as well. That's also an amazing platform where you can use to create amazing automation. So out of all of this, we will go ahead and create AI automation using Make. And I'm going to demonstrate to you first, what are we going to do? So first, we have two automation piece, guys, two automation piece that I'm going to demonstrate. Out of that, I'm going to show you first quickly, what are we trying to do? So the first one is integrating Google Gemini AI with Google Docs. So what is it? Okay, before we go ahead, before we go ahead into this automation, the first thing first, we have to first have a ID in make.com. We have to create that. Okay, second, Second, let me quickly show you. My screen is visible to all of you. So I've written down the steps. First, we have to go ahead and create an ID in make.com. Second, we have to create a Google API key because we are going to use Google Gemini. So Google Gemini API key we'll have to create. And we can do that. We can very well do that by going to this link as I've given in the you can go to aistudio.google.com or aistudio.google.com slash prompts slash new chat. Okay. Once you go there, once you go here, if I go to Gemini API docs, if I go here, it opens. Is my screen visible, Sandhya?
Yes,
Is
Yes.
my
Anthony.
screen visible?
It's
Okay.
visible. Yeah.
Once I go there, and all the steps have been written here in the PPT, and you will also get the recorded session of this, guys, all of you. Okay. So do not worry about it. So once I go here, I get to get a Gemini API key. It's written here. Click the Gemini API docs button, get API key button, get API key. Once I go to get API key, create API key. If you click on create API key, you will be able to generate the API key for yourself. Save that API key. So this is step 2. First, create an account in make.com using your Google account. Second, go to aistudio.google.com and create a Gemini API key. Now, why Gemini? Why, Anthony, have not used ChatGPT or OpenAI or DeepSeek? Because those are paid. This is free version. Gemini API key is free. You can use it and test it for your personal learning. Okay, it is free and it does the job. Okay, and it is fantastic. So now, once we have done that, once we have done that, once we have copied the API key, which I have done already, we are going to create this. Okay, let me explain to you the flow first. What we are going to do is we are going to create a Google Gemini model, and we're going to ask a query to that Gemini as a research paper to create a research document of maybe 250 words, 500 words. And basis that, it's going to create documents on its own. Now I'm going to show you one instance, okay, and it's going to create documents on its own in a formatted way. And you can play with it. Now visualize that you have to create documents after documents, okay, and how would you do that? If so, we will automate this right away, guys. Okay, so I'm going to show you first. So this is my make, okay. This is the when you log in, you will be able to get into a screen like this, and where the organizations and team will be shown to you. All that you have to do is you have to go to your scenarios first and create new scenario. Now I have created these scenarios already, and for the demonstration purpose, okay, I will use this Gemini AI, integrating Google Gemini AI Markdown and Google Docs. I will use this as I demonstrated in the PPT. So let me show you what it will do. Okay, so it will create a doc. Now to create a doc, I will have to go to my Google Drive. Okay, I'll have to go to a Google Drive, my Google Drive, which I've written in the PPT itself. If you see the PPT, you'll have to log into your Google Drive, right? So I have created this folder in my Google Drive called test output, and there is nothing here right now. So what I will do is I'll go to make, I will quickly go and say run once. Here it goes into the markdown, it starts creating the document, and voila, I'm sure it is created. I'll go to my test folder, text generation test is created. Now what is it inside that? Let me see. It has a document, the advantage of artificial intelligence, a transformative technology. It has written this paragraph for me. How am I doing this? How? Now, I'll quickly show you the steps how to do this. When you open a blank screen, uh, if I go to organization again, okay, if I say create a new scenario, okay, this will come up. Now, the first thing first, I will say Gemini, Google Gemini, and I'll select Google Gemini and create a completion. This gets created. Now, once this gets created, okay, once this gets created, you have to add a connection. You have to connect with your Gmail ID for your Google Gemini by creating add, and you have to put your API key here and click on save. As simple as you can give a name and put the API key that I told you to save of Gemini. Once you save it, you have to click an AI model. It will automatically pick up from the AI model. I have used Gemini 1.5 Flash, okay, out here. So what I am doing, what I have done here, I'm discarding this because of paucity of time. I'm going here. I've shown you the output, what I got from this model. How did I configure this? I went ahead, and all this is there in the screenshot, guys. Do not worry. I will show you the screenshots as well. It is in the PPT. I have my connection. You can add here and put the API key. I have selected Gemini 1.5 Flash. The message is as a role as a user. You have options of models. I'm not using models right now. I'm using the user level. And what I want is a text. I have option to update a file as well. I have selected text and I have given the text out here. What is the text that I have given? Create a research paper on advantage of AI in 250 words. Now you can do it in Gemini, ChatGPT, any other stuff. You have ChatGPT here also. You can connect with ChatGPT as well. Okay, so all this is written, is given in the slide as well with these screenshots. Okay, with these screenshots of all these settings. Okay, with the text, create a research document on the challenges of AI with 500 words. Okay, I have modified it to 250 words. Next, what do I need? I give a right click here and I can add a module any point of time. I have added a markdown module. Markdown is to convert this to HTML format. In this, I go to settings, and what do I do here? If I click here, I will get automatically this window will come up. This window, I see a Google Gemini AI. I will just drag and drop the result here. I can drag and drop. See, I can drag. Okay, I will drag the result that Gemini has given or ChatGPT will give. I will drag it to this context and I will simply say save. And then I will create a Google Doc here. Again, same, right click, add module, Google Docs. Once you click a Google Doc, again, you have to log into your Google Drive. Okay, by adding a connection here. You have to add your connection, sign in with Google. You should have a Google account. Okay, once you do that, you give a name. This is just a text that I've given, text generation test. In the folder, you will get this file, text generation test, with this name. This is the name that I've given here. In the context of the content, where would I get this content? HTML from the markdown. Where is this markdown? This is my markdown. I'll just simply drag here. I simply dragged it. I click here. I simply dragged it markdown and Google Gemini. So from Google Gemini, I put it in markdown. From markdown, I'm putting it in Google Docs. Next, you can select your drive from here. In the drive, which is the location, you can select the location from here. It comes up automatically. Okay, I have put test output. If you see my folder, my drive test output, it is picking it up automatically because I logged in and then saved. If I run this, done, done, it is getting generated again, done. Now if I go to, not this I opened, if I go to my, see, a second one created, 338. If I click this is going to be a separate document. You can create a lengthy document, a research paper. You can create, you can put HTML tags to format it the way you want. You can define a template out here. This is one. This is one of the output that we wanted to demonstrate and show out here. The second one is a larger piece. What is that second one? The second scenario is going to be a little bit complex, where if you see what I have done, and all these steps are written, guys, all these steps are written in the PPT itself. So do not worry. What I've done is I've shown you this step: Google Gemini, Markdown, Word, Google Docs. Now, what I have done in this scenario, I would want to, I want a process. I am a person who is working as a, as a division or a department head. I have to post in my social media platform the webinars that we are doing. And at the same time, because I'm posting a lot in LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I have to keep a track of it, what is getting posted in a document. So, because I do this as one aspect, I want to create a workflow and automate it so that I can have a cup of tea and let AI do this. I will just define the process. So, what did I do? I went ahead and I created this Excel sheet in, not Excel, spreadsheet in my drive, in my OneDrive. If I go to home, you will see AI agent automation for social media. Okay, this is the file. AI agent automation for social media. What did I do? Let me hide this column for the time being. I have created a small little input idea. We create a post for today's session on automate workflows and build AI agents using no code. So this is the topic. I want to create a post as well as a research document. Now the research post social media should go to my Word file, and the post, one of the posts on the same topic should go to the LinkedIn or Facebook or Twitter. I can keep adding. Now whatever the content gets generated, it has to be adapted to that respective social media. So the kind of trends it follows LinkedIn is different to that of Facebook, is different in that in Twitter. All that has to be done. How would I do that? Quickly, let's see. I created this Excel Google Sheet and I went to this setting. All these pages is there. You can add again. If you have a Google Drive, you just have to sign in. Very simple. That's it. Select method. I have selected by path. It is in my Google Drive. I have given the name. It will automatically come. Okay. It will it will automatically come the name of the folder. Okay. I have selected this name. I have selected the sheet name as well. Social media content one. That's the name of the sheet. If you see here, social media content one. It gives me. It contains header. Yes. What are the rows till which it is done? A1 to D1, and limit. I'm doing it for maximum 1 right now. Okay. This is 1. Then again, I have added a router here. What is a router? It will split my two Gemini's account. Okay, I will go here. I'll go to the settings. In this setting, I have already shown you how to do the connection using Gemini AI. I have selected Gemini 1.5 Flash. I've used the user. I put a text. Out here, I have used a separate text here. The text that I've used is given out here in your slide, in the slide. Okay, all this is here with the steps. Now this is what is part one module that that goes in, and part 2 is for the LinkedIn. This is the text that I'm talking about. I have pasted this text, LinkedIn text prompt. This is what I have added here. Okay, and that's it. That's it. Now in this, I want whatever it, this Excel sheet, this Google spreadsheet should get it from my Gemini. Now where do I put that? Here in the row number. If I click on the row number, this window automatically opens, and I will use Google Sheet is updated. Okay, I will use row number 1 out here, and I will put LinkedIn post content. It has taken it up. What should I do? I should take it up from my Gemini. So if I click here, you see Gemini API, you see results. If you drag and drop the result, it will give you the candidates, content paths, and its text. Simple drag and drop. All the content that it got from the Gemini now gets under your LinkedIn post content, under this LinkedIn post content. Okay? And that's it. Nothing else. All this setting is given in your TPT as well. Now I add one more module and I say LinkedIn. How do I configure LinkedIn? I add, I click on connection and I use my user ID password once, do the authentication, and this is done. Simple as that. Then where do I get my content from? I should get the LinkedIn content from my spreadsheet. My spreadsheet is here, basically this one. So whatever the Gemini generates, it gets pasted here so that I can review. And from here, it should be posted in my LinkedIn. So when I go here, the content should come from where? From my this spreadsheet. So first spreadsheet is this, then my Gemini, then this spreadsheet. This spreadsheet what? My results. Okay, so I will get into the result space and drag and drop it here. Okay, so once this is done, let me show you to run this. I will go here. So by the way, let me show you this Excel sheet does not have any data and this document has text generation. The document name out here is different. The document name is research post SM content. So we should have a research post SM content coming up here now. So let me see. I will select this, the starting point, choose where to start. I will say all for the time being and say save. Once it is saved, I will simply click on run once. Here you go. Google Sheet done. Path 1 taken. Gemini is doing the research. Going to Google Sheet, marked down. It is printing in the document. Now comes to Gemini again, updated the sheet, posted in LinkedIn. Super, all done. All done. Now let me see, verify. Let me go to my Excel sheet. See, this was blank. I have a research post SM content. Okay. For all my posts, see, I have a specific writing for LinkedIn, specific writing for Twitter, specific writing for Instagram, specific writing for Facebook. Okay. And then for LinkedIn, I have specific write up here. Now from here, what it was supposed to do, this is done. Okay. No, this is done. This is updated, basically the Excel sheet. Now, from this Excel sheet, the Word document should take up the SM part and the LinkedIn should take up, the Word document should take up this part and LinkedIn should take up this part and post it in LinkedIn. Let us see whether the Word document has taken up or not. Research post, SM content. There you see, formatted. I have not done anything, guys. See Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can format it further using HTML. Now, this is done. Let us see if LinkedIn is done or not. Now, LinkedIn takes verification, guys. It takes some time to validate and verify. If you see 40 impressions, this is something that has been done. It takes some time to upload in LinkedIn basis your login ID credential and posting. This is how it's going to post in your LinkedIn. I have not written this at all. This is automated. Okay. And you can do it multiple time. You can do it multiple time. It will keep on updating. Choose where to start. Okay. Choose manually. Okay. I select this. Okay. This is nothing but your Excel sheet ka this one idea, input idea. Create a post today. Create a post today. Save and say run once. There you go. Done. This is going to the path 1, Gemini, Google Sheet, Markdown, creating the document again. Coming back, Gemini updating for LinkedIn, Excel updated, LinkedIn updated. Now let me see if the second file is updated or not. Research post. There you see. 48. And this is going to be different from what it was sharing last time. Okay, so if you see here, all of you, all this right from here, the steps, I'm going right from here. The step one, the first demo, where we created a Gemini, a model, AI model. We went ahead and did the markdown. We created a document. All the steps of configuration. You just have to right click, configure. All the steps are given here. What I have written here has been, I've given it here as well, all its configuration. Then the second one, again, you have to have a make account. You have to get the Google API key. Again, if you have it, don't use it. Use the old key only. One key, API key is good enough. You have to log into your Google Drive and you have to create a Google Sheet with the header and keep it ready. This is what we did. And each of these steps, this is for Google Sheet, the first sheet, this one. This is path one, this is path two. So this is path one module, Google Sheet. This is the configuration. Now this is the Gemini. That means from Google Sheet, path one, this Gemini, this one, guys, towards the Word document. This is what the text is, what I have written. Okay, all of this steps are given, and there you go. You are done, and I've given and demonstrated to you what we have done so far. Okay, now while I'm running late, I have a homework exercise for all of you for this AI automation. Now this sheet that I have given to all of you, I've shared. Okay, this sheet, where is it? It's very simple, the Google Sheet. I want all of you to create something like this as a homework. Means if I, you should have, let me unhide. There is unhide. Okay. You should have a check status, column here. As a homework, I want you guys to try this. Okay. Create a AI automation of the process of creating viral posts for LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. Now in this, your automatic content generation first gets updated in the spreadsheet, which I demonstrated and showed it to you. Now it gets updated in the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet must have a drop down option to check the status of the post. That means as a human, I should check, okay, this is done. Now from this drop down, there should be a drop down here. There should be a drop down here. Now if I say, okay, post in the files and in the social media platform, only then it should post in the social media platform. So the same model that I demonstrated, a one column addition where you can control when to post, when not to post. You review the post, here, and you like. If you don't like, you change. And then from here, the drop down, there should be a drop down option here. You say now post it or make it green. Once you make it green, it should do the work going forward. You should create something like this as a homework exercise for all of you. Okay, so with that, I come to the portion that I was supposed to take, and I would request uh, Prashant to take over from here. Over to you, Prashant.
Sure. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you very much for a quick demo on the make. For that, let me share my screen very quickly. Okay, so I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Prashant,
okay.
Your screen is visible.
Great. Okay. So first of all, thank you very much, Anthony, for the very quick demo on the make and automating the AI. So now basically let's start, let's focus on our discussion on something called as land flow. So basically as as the business is growing or as the AI is, conquering the world, a business or any business, take it any business, so they need something called as AI workflows. So if there is any repetitive task, the business wants that to be if that to be taken over by the AI system, so that the other resources can be used for something else that needs a human intervention. So there is a growth in need for an AI intervention or the AI simplifying AI development and creating the workflows out of it. So Langflow is one of those no-code, low-code AI development tool that enables the user or any business to build a AI-powered application with very simple visual interface. So you need not to worry about the code, writing the code or executing it. What is the environment that I have? You need not to worry anything about it. You just log into a Langflow and you can just drag and drop the components. For everything that you do with the AI, there is a component in the Langflow. So, instead of writing, as I already said, instead of writing a complex code line by line and executing it, checking the error, coming back and, making the changes, user can basically drag and drop the components. Whatever the components that you mentioned, there is a component in a Langflow. So basically this Langflow as a whole is built on something called as LangChain, meaning that it supports a powerful AI capabilities like for example, when we talk about a LangChain itself, LangChain is a powerful framework by itself where you can integrate any LLMs, be it Google, be it Azure, OpenAI, or be it a Chat Open, Chat GPT, OpenAI, anything. So if you want to integrate that LLM into your system, you need not to go to every single one and just see like how it can be used. You can directly integrate it with the LangChain. So basically Langflow. So when Langflow is nothing but the uses the LangChain in the has a base model, and it also automates some basically if you want to add data source, like for example there are different type of databases like SQL databases, NoSQL databases, and when you talk about a RAG application in particular, there is something called as vector databases where the data is not stored in form of some text or something. It is stored in form of something called as vector matrices. So we'll talk about that. We'll see what AstraDB is during the demo. So basically, coming back to the Langflow. So Langflow, has all these capabilities with it. So you can integrate a different type of LLMs. You can integrate different type of automation tools, like different type of data sources, be it Mongo, be it SQL, or be it AstraDB by itself. And it will help you or the business, basically any business or any developer, to automate a workflow in a very easier manner without having a deep technical expertise. So basically in this session or in this webinar, we'll try to understand how we'll first of all explore how Langflow works and what are the different capabilities you can leverage it, capabilities that is as that you can leverage or you can use to build AI automation very effortlessly, AI development very effortlessly. So first of all, let me talk about some of the capabilities of Langflow. So now that we know what Langflow is, a basic understanding. Let's not dive very deep into Langflow, get the definition of it and everything. So we'll just see how Langflow works. So, but before that, let's try to talk about something called as some capabilities of a Langflow. The first capability that that comes up when we start using a Langflow is simplify integration. That's what I was pointing out in the first slide also. Uh, 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 on and on. That is, it is a very simplified integration. That means, like for example, if you want to integrate any AI models, let's say that you want to use Google, Google Gemini API, or if you want to use any Azure OpenAI, instead of handling all the API calls manually and configuring it in your environment, it provides a pre-built component by itself for a very quick setup. So how do you do that? We'll have a we'll just have a look of it. The second is enabling a rapid prototyping. For example, let's say that you are a business, and if you have a AI idea that say that there is a workflow that can be automated. You have that idea, but instead of sitting and writing the code to visualize it, just to show it to your client, see this is what I will be doing. Instead of writing the code, you can just, if you have an idea, you can just drag and drop the components there, and you will be able to do the quick prototyping of a AI development that you have intended to do. And the main example, the third main capability of Langflow, it supports different data models or multiple AI models, not data models, sorry. It's a AI models and the APIs. So be it again coming back, be it any Gemini or OpenAI or chat GPT or anything, if you want to integrate it into your development, so it's just a component that you have to just drag and use the API keys there. Simple as that. So you need not to worry about, okay, how do I handle the responses from the Gemini, how to handle the responses from the Llama DB or something, Llama 3.1 or something. So each model will be having its own request structure and the response structure. So you need not to worry about those structure, like be it a request, be it a response that you do. So you need not to worry about all those with the help of a line flow. So it's just you drag and select that I want to use Google Gemini API, and it will take care of how to send the request. It will take care of how the response will be received, how you can just show it on the UI and everything. And lastly, it facilitates the automation. That's where we all are here. So that means we need to facilitate automation of any repetitive task. So if there is any task that is repetitive, so I need to automate it. If I need to automate it, you can, it's a, basically Langflow is one of the go-to tool to automate your workflows. Basically it can be anything like chatbot. That's what we will be demoing now. So if you want to automate a chatbot, let's say that you are a support, a business support unit that you have, and there will be some FAQs that you will be getting all the time. So instead of you answering as a human, you answering the customer, there will be AI which helps you to answer that in place of you, kind of a placeholder. And one main application of Langflow is RAG application, that is retrieval augmented generation. So we can use the we can develop a RAG application with the help of a Langflow in just a minute. That's what we'll be trying to show basically. So with that basic understanding and with that basic oh, sorry, this for this. Okay, yeah, with that basic understanding of Langflow, with getting to know about the capabilities, what it can do. So let's get excited to see a demo of how first very simple task is to create a chatbot. So here in this chatbot, my idea of creating a chatbot is that I'll just create a simple chatbot using a Langflow, which will answer the students, like let's say for example I'll create an agent as a teacher, fifth grade teacher. So the teacher gets a question from his students, and how well he can explain it to the party, to the learners or the students. So for that, let us go to langflow.org immediately. So langflow.org. So this is a simple UI of Langflow, which you will be directed to for the Langflow, where you will be able to see different what are the things that different people have said regarding the Langflow and everything. So one simple thing or one interesting thing that as a developer or as a tester we get to as a enthusiast we get to use Langflow is completely free. You can go with the Langflow with completely free version. There is no cost, no credit cards required. So I'll just get started for free, and here it asks you to sign up for the Langflow. Okay, so you can sign it up with the help of a GitHub or the Google, or you can use your own first name and last name, basically, your username and the password. But as of now, I have signed up with Google already. So let me sign in. So there is a sign in option, and this will take in my Google account details to get started into the Langflow. Okay, great. So I'm into the Langflow, I guess. This takes time for provisioning because since I'm just using it for the very first time. Okay, so this is the UI that you come into when started using the Langflow. So where you will be able to see different projects. One question that might arise: is there a number of projects that I create? There is a limit on that? No, at all. So you can create any number of projects that you want. Keep on going actually. So at first, as I already said, as the first demo, we will be creating a simple chatbot. That's what we said. So here you have something called as new flow. That means you are creating a new Langflow has basically. So you can just click on this new flow where you will be able to see different options for you. Basically, you will be able to see different components. Let's not worry about that. There will be different templates that will be given to you for a quick start, to just quick start with a development in the line flow. So you will be able to get some templates. Like for example, you can start with the basic prompting or a RAG application. If you want to create a RAG application, you need not to drag and drop the component. Also, Langflow has made that easier too. So you can just click on this and you can create a RAG application. But for the demo purpose, we will be creating everything from the scratch. So that's the reason I'll be creating something called as blank flow here. Okay, so this is the blank flow. As you can see, there is nothing, there is no component created and something. So in the left panel, you will be able to see different components. As I already said, land flow is all about drag and drop of a component. Whatever the component that you need, be it an input component, be it an agent, prompting, a database, data source, LLMs, anything that you want, you can just drag and drop into the arena. So we call this as a Langflow arena. So you can just drag and drop and you will be able to do everything that you want. So it's all the components. So for example, let's say that you are writing a Python code. If you want to write a chat input, just a chat input or chat output, basically you have to write some amount of code there. But here that's not a case. So you can just drag a chat input and paste it here. Drop it here, basically, not paste it also. Just drag and drop it here. So this will take the chat input basically from the learners or basically from the users basically. So there is a chat input. Okay, whenever we call about we talk about a chatbot, there are two ways. There are two important factors. One is the input, one is the output. So let me drag the output also. That is the chat output. Okay. Between this, can I connect this to? Yes, you can connect it, but that's of no use. So what we do is we put an agent in the middle. We call it as an agent. Some call it as an AI agent. Some call it as an agent by just an agent or something. So we'll create some agent here in the middle. That means it takes into the input. It takes the input, processes it, and gives out the answer. A simple chatbot as such. So for that, let me search for something called as agents. As you can see, there are agents here. There are multiple agents which you can see. But as of now, let's try to use a simple agent. Simple has agent. Okay, let me close these components for the better visuality. So let me unzoom it, or let me just take this. Okay, this is an agent that helps me to take in the input, process the input, and give out the answer to me. So first of all, you can use, as I already said, you can use any LLM that you want to use. Like for example, there are different model providers: Amazon Bedrock, Anthropic, Azure OpenAI, Google Generative. Like for example, it has showed by Anthony. So you will be able to create the Google Gemini API by yourself. The same way, you can just click on the Google Gemini API and you can choose a model and you can get the API key here. But for example, for this demo purpose, to get it more enthusiastic or to get it more interesting, let me use something called as Grok, which is being used, getting used. So why have I used Grok? The simple reason is Grok is free of cost and it will include, it's an interface. So let me go to grok.com. This is the Grok. As itself, it says that it's a fast AI interface. That means you will be able to use different data, different lang flows in one place. All the open source lang flows will be available for you. It's all free and you need not to pay a single penny. So you can just select it from the different lang flow, different models here, and you can just go ahead. But since you will be not using the Grok directly, you have to use the Grok somewhere else. So what you can do is you can just go to this dev console uh, to create a API key as we created for the Google Gemini. So Google Gemini. So we also create a API key for the Grok also. So once you log in, basically it will ask you for a sign in. You can use your Google account to just sign in. It's just a simple process. It's a two-step process. You just sign up and log in. That's it. So once you are logged in, you will be able to see something called as API keys here, which you can click on it and you can create your API key here. So you can just provide your name. Like for example, I'll just set as Langflow demo, and I can just verify as not as a human, and I can just submit. Simple as that. You will get an API key here. So you can just copy the API key and use it in your Lang flow. As of now, I already have an API key created. So I just go to the Lang flow again. So is there any limit of creating an API key? There is nothing as such. So you can use the API, you can create the API key as many as you want. So here, okay, let me go to the Lang flow again. So I'll be using Grok. You can choose there are multiple AI models that is available in the Grok. Oh, all these are open source. Again, all these are open source. So there is no, no need to pay anything. So for example, I'll be using Llama 3.13 7B instance. You can choose any model that you want, but for no, for my for the demo purpose, I'll be using this Llama 3.1, and I need to paste my API key here. You can directly paste the API key here if needed. If not, sorry. If not, if you don't want to expose it directly, you can always create your own variables here. This will be your account specific. So this you can just go and create a new variable. You can write the name of the variable and you can provide the value of your variable. Like for example, I can just say Grok API key and I can just paste my values here. So since I already have a Grok API key, I'll not be doing that. So I already have a Grok API key. I'll just select this. Uh, okay, sorry, it got changed, I guess. I'll just change it to 1B, 3B instance itself. Okay, simple as that. That's it. So I got started with the chat input. A component has been created. Well and good. I have an agent that can that can answer my questions. Yes, I have an agent in the middle, and I have the chat output also. So now it's all about connecting with each other. So whatever the input that I get, I send it as an input for this agent, and whatever the response I get, I'll send it as an output for this. So now there is a thing. So when I say it as an agent, I want that agent to work or to behave something like as a school teacher, right? So for that, I need to give a agent instructions. So I already have an agent instruction here. So I'll just copy this. And here in the agent instruction, I can just open it up, and instead of having a default agent instruction, I will be providing my specific agent instruction where I'll say that you need to, as an agent, you need to act as a teacher of a fifth grade and explain the students about the concept that they asked for in a form of a story, in kind of a story. Or you can just change the context to anything that you want, or the prompt anything that you want. I can just say finish editing, and boom, everything is done. So do you need to run it? You can just use this playground to test the application. So you can just click on this playground and your flow is ready. You can type in anything, like for example, what is LLM? Advanced concept. What is LLM? So basically it starts and the input. So basically, as you can see, it talks in the form of a class teacher itself. So it gives the output in the form of a class teacher itself. Like it tries to use that as it tries to explain the concept of LLM in the form of a story. Okay, so now there might be a question. So this is only in the Lang flow. So if I want to use it in my code, how can I do that? So that can be one of the issues, or that can be one of the queries that you might raise. So for that, there is something called as API. You can just click on this API where you will be able to see different, like you can use it as a Python API, the JavaScript API, or has a Python code by itself. So you can just copy the code and paste it in your Python application and it starts working. The only thing is you have to download the JSON file. So I'll be showing that how to download the JSON file also. But this is only for the Python code. But if you are using a curl, you can just go copy this and you can use it in the Postman or any other tool that you want. Be it a Java application, be it Python application, which have the curl request, which can take a curl request. So you can copy paste it. So here it says, you need to have an application token. So you can just generate it from here. Just click on this. This will generate the API token for you. You can just copy it and you can use it right away in your code. So do you need to come to Langflow every time? No, you can use it in your code anywhere you want, and you can start typing your question and the answer will be provided from the Langflow itself. And if you want to tweak anything, you can come here and tweak anything that you want. So for the time being, I'll just change it to teacher chatbot for the timing, and this is how it does. Okay, so I already said that how to I'll be I'll be showing it how to download it, right? So back in the my project, if you click on this my project, so you can see there is a teacher chatbot. So click on these three buttons, and you will be able to download your JSON file. As you can see, a teacher chatbot.json has been created for you. So you can use it in your Python code. So basically, whenever a request comes, the Python code comes to this JSON file, get to know about the flow and gives out the answer to you. So this is simple chatbot. Basically, you can create your own chatbot. You can make the chatbot to act something like, not only as a teacher. If you want to act it as a CEO of a company and answer the question, so it can also do that. You can do that as a basically you can make the agent anything that you want to, and it can do that for you. So this is the simple chatbot that we had created. Okay, so next. Okay, so this is the simple things that we created. And next we have is the RAG application. So let's say that I want to create a RAG application using the lang flows. So how can I do that for us? So for that, let me go to the lang flow again, create a new project. Okay, let me go to my projects. It is saving. Okay, so I can create a new flow here and a blank flow again. I'll just say it as a RAG app or something like that. Fine. So there are two steps of RAG application. The one is called as the data ingestion. That means the data, I need to store the data in the database first of all before answering anything. So I need to create this data ingestion flow first, and then comes the RAG demo, RAG application. So let me try to ingest the data. How to do that? So as I already said, I will be storing the data in something called as AstraDB, because for the RAG application, the data has to be in a vectorized format. So that's the reason I'll be using AstraDB. Great. I have an AstraDB here. That's good. It works similar to that of any database itself. So first of all, you need to create your own database. If I have already created my own database called Langflow demo, if needed, you can create your own database by clicking on this plus icon and write your name. Provider, you can select any provider. Basically, it's all free of cost. So you can just select your provider, and you can select the region also. So as of now, I have already created one database called Langflow demo. I can just click on that. Once the database is selected, it will ask if you want to you create any collection inside it. Like for example, when you think about a SQL database, it will be having a database, and inside that there will be having different tables. Same way, AstraDB also have a database and a collection associated with each. So you can select the collections. So as of now, I already have few collections created. So I'll just use this cuisine data collections. So if you want to create your own data, own collection, you can also do that by clicking on this new collection here. Okay, let me open it in the new. So you can click on this new collection, and you can create your own collection also. And you can select the embeddings, whatever the embeddings that you want. You can just go ahead with your embeddings. So basically, embeddings is basically to convert your text into the vectorized format. So we have the AstraDB here. So now I need to get the data. So how do I get the data? It's a file, right? So for that, I'll just say file input. I'll just drag and drop it here. So file uploading, so I can do any file uploading here. Once I get the data, I can just ingest the data here. But there is a issue. So AstraDB cannot, for example, if the file is of too lengthy, like for example 1 MB, 2 MB, or a GB kind of a thing, the AstraDB cannot read all the data at once itself. So that's the reason we use something called as text splitter. So let me use that. Let me say splitter. Yeah, split the text. Simple as that. I'll just close the light panel. So this will split the document into chunks. The reason being, the vectorized form, when we call it as a vectorized format, it cannot be the whole document cannot be vectorized. It has to be converted into chunks, and that chunk will be converted into vectorized format. So now what I do is, whatever the data that I get here, I'll put that into an input document here, and whatever the chunks that I get, so I'll be ingesting that data into the chunks. So now I can upload the file here. As you can see, you haven't written a single line of code, but you will be able to upload your own file here. So for that, let me go and just say some recipe book or something. I do have a PDF file that I just uploaded. So this can be uploaded, and you can just run the flow here. I think it's taking some amount of time. got it. So I got the recipe.pdf and I just click on this run component. So at the very end component, if you just run it, so there is a dependency, right? So it goes to the very first stage and starts running everything. As you can see, the file got uploaded in 514 millisecond. It got splitted by 3 millisecond, and it got stored in the database. Okay, now we are done with storing the data into the database. So we have the data in the database. The next thing is we have to use the database to answer some of the questions, right? So let's try to do that very quickly. Let me zoom it out. Okay, so when I want to chat with the document, when I want to ask a question, the first thing that we need is a chat input. So let me take that chat input here. Okay, so the chat so whatever the food, like for example here, we are storing something called as food, basically food ingredients or food recipe. We are going to store the food recipe into the database. So whatever the food recipe that I get, whatever the food recipe I request for, so basically that has to be fetched from the Astra DB. So I'll just take the Astra DB here and take it. So let me zoom in for a bit. So we get the chat input. I'll just make it as a search query here. The reason being, if I ask for like, help me create something like masala dosa, then it has to do it for me. So I can select the database, whatever the database that I have selected previously, I can select the same, and great. So now again, so we okay, so then we need something called as prompter. Okay, why do we need prompter? The prompter is basically, it's an agent, for the agent to do something, I can use the prompter to have a placeholders. So what is the placeholder? I will just show that. Control C, and here you type your prompt here. I can just open up and I can just say select. So basically it has two placeholders. As you can see, the one which is in the curly braces are called as a placeholders. So we can have that in the placeholders. Check and save, and boom. So whatever the data that I get, I can whatever the search result that I get, I can give it as a context here. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. The Astra DB gives the output in the form of a vector data, right? So I need to parse the data. So for that, let me use the parser data to message. So whatever the data that I get here, I'll just put it into the data here. So whatever the vector data that I get, I put it as an input as a data here, and whatever the output message, the text output that I get, so I'll be adding it as a context. The reason being, when I ask for masala dosa, it has to go to the recipe, check if there is a masala dosa, and that has to return me the response to me accordingly. So the other thing is, what is the input that I have provided? So I'll just drag the chat input from here to food. So you can ask like the same input is going twice. The reason being, one is for the searching if it is available in the database or not. The other is for the prompting, to prompt it and get the data in the manner. And then I'll have a agent. Okay, why do we need agent? If you can if you ask like, why do we need agent here again? Because the data in the database might not be in a it can be in a scrambled version, right? So the agent is one which puts into in a correct readable format and gives the output to us. So whatever the prompt message that I have, I will be giving that as a agent instruction here, and I will be selecting my grok. So again, you can select any model as you want. And the model, I'll just use that as a llama 3.18b instance, because that is what I'll be using many a times. So that's the user reason. And I can choose the grok API also. Cool. So basically, whatever the food I ask for, it will search in the database first. If there is a data in the database, then that vector data will be converted to message by the data to message here. That means in the text format, and I will be getting that as a context. And then a prompt will be so basically this prompt agent or this prompt component will be helping me to create a prompt structure. And once the structure is done, the agent will get the prompt and it will structure my output in a human readable format. And then the last is something called as output, chat output. Simple as that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we have the chat output here itself. I can just drag and drop it here. And whatever the response that I get in the chat output by the agent, I should be able to put it in the chat output. Simple as that. So basically, I'll just zoom it out to just show that this is the first workflow where I'll be putting the data into the database in a vectorized format. The second flow is where I'll be providing the RAG application to the actual RAG application, where it will get the context from the database and it will just give the data to me. So basically, you can just ingest the data with anything that you want your company document, so that the chatbot will be able to answer your company's queries. Simple as that. And I can just say playground. Basically, the lang flow will be working, and I can just ask for how to prepare masala dosa, something like this, and send. Uh, okay, great. So it says finished. Uh, there is a okay, sorry. Okay, why is this happening? Sorry, not an issue. I'll just ask one more time how to prepare some uh, roasted. Okay, masala dosa itself again. Masala dosa and send. So, okay, it might take some amount of time, but this is the same flow that I have created previously. So this is the same flow, that database to the prompt and so on. So if I go to the playground, you will be able to see that, I can, how to just say how to prepare a vegetable biryani. So it gave me the entire list of ingredients. Same way, if I ask help me to prepare a roasted broccoli, so basically it gone to the it has gone to the uh, document, and it has given the simple recipe to me. So this is how easy to create a RAG application. You can, you can help create a RAG application with any document that you have, be it a company document where you have to create a chatbot to answer few things. So that can be done with the help of a basically with the help of a lang flow very easily. So once that is done, so since because of the time constraints, it was quite speed when giving the demo. But with that in mind, let's try to understand what are some of the use cases of using the lang flow. The first use case which I already saw, that is the knowledge assistant. That means that the RAG application. That means I give some knowledge to the chatbot, and the chatbot will be able to answer it from the document. So it retrieves the data and it will give the data to you. And then it's automating the workflows. Like for example, somewhere in your in your organization, there might be some ticket resolution or form processing. Basically, there might be some use cases on that. So you can use the lang flow to create that repetitive task into the lang flow and as a thing. And a content generation, as already shown by Anthony, by using make, you can also do the same with the help of the lang flow also. So it can be taken as an exercise for you, that create create a workflow in make and create a workflow in the lang flow also, and just compare which is more easier. And it's your choice to, you can just use that. And again, we one of the use cases that we already saw is a chatbot, a customer support chatbot. A chatbot can be created with your company document, so that whenever a customer comes, they can answer the query. Customer comes, the chatbot can answer the question of the users or the customers. And the last is data analysis. So basically, you give the document to it or the data to it, and you create a chatbot or you create a flow that analyzes the data and give the analysis of that data. So these are some of the use cases of a lang flow. So with this, I'll wrap up the demo of Langflow with the help of a chatbot and the RAG application. So I hope this gave you the full understanding, a basic understanding of how the Langflow works, how to create a chatbots or how to create a RAG application using a Langflow. So for now, I will be handing over this session to Anthony for a further discussion. So thank you, and hope this was worth your time. Over to you,
Thank
Anthony.
you. Thanks, Prashant. Really appreciate. Thank you so very much. Uh, so,
I'll
guys,
just stop.
thank you. So all of you, I think this was the half an hour, I mean 45 minute session where we tried to accommodate a lot of stuff put together within this 1.5 hours, 19 minutes. And I am going to take the next 5 minutes just for all of you to let us know, okay, what if within this 90 minutes you have learned so much. In a sense, you have learned about make, how to use. Of course, this is not enough. This is just as a cursor, as as a point to get started, to excite you, and also land flow to what all you can do within this 90 minutes time. Just imagine what a program of Stackroot or full stack agentic AI program can do. Okay. So therefore, with this, our agentic AI program for B2B customer covers everything. Okay. We have a 4A model, and help me, just bear with me for 5 more minutes, which is catering to the 4A's of what we call as a 4A framework, which addresses the awareness, the application, the augmentation, and the adaptation layer. Even if you are not even aware of anything, we can take you from zero to make you a hero in AI. Even if you don't know coding, that's fine. You will be able to find your path out here using various models such as awareness, application, and augmentation. You can use various models, various tools and platforms and technology to build your path of learning journey and stay in your career as per the demand of the industry. It is not only for IT professional guys. IT is now everywhere. Healthcare cannot run, retail, consulting, BFSI cannot run without softwares and systems. So even if you are from a BFSI domain or a manufacturing or a banking or a consulting or a retail, this model of 4A applies to you. Can you learn AI? Yes. In your own domain, in your own role, in your own program. We have a program for each and every one of you, be it your roles, your domains, your areas. I've just listed down some of them out here. You might find your domains, your role, your programs out here. And we have a program for your organization, for the domain, for HR, for leadership, for quality, for sustainability, for agile practice, you name it, for education. You name it, we have it. We are NIIT. You cannot, spell training without NIIT in India. Just a little update. As per the Gartner's report of 2025, it says that 33% of enterprise software application will include agentic AI, up from 1% to 15%. And therefore, if Gartner is saying so, you are bound to be hit by AI models, and agentic AI. If you see the Copilot, the chatbot, the trend is going down. This is IoT analytics data saying, and agentic AI models are on the uprise. This 2025, you will see an uprising of the agentic AI and the AI model. What we have, what we have for you, we have our program for you at all levels, at awareness, at application, at augmentation, and further at an adaptation level as well. So be even if you are a no coder or a non-tech person, you can pick up awareness and application level, and then see how you can do things, align yourself in your career to move ahead in your career, in your organization. Okay. And our program, the agentic AI and our program, you know uh, uh, has a lot of hands-on, a lot of frameworks, a lot of assignment, 25 plus assignment, 20 plus tools, platforms, and frameworks. Some of it we have just demonstrated within this 1.5 hours. The time was short, but I'm sure this would have excited you that yes, you can, right from zero, you can start building automation, you can start building chatbots, okay, and do this. And imagine that if you do a course of full stack agentic AI program with NIT Stackroot, okay, I think your salary, your job security, everything would be uh, at par with the industry need. So with that, I pause here for any Q&A. You can chat, you can type in your you know um, you can type your question in the chat box. We will give a couple of minutes for anyone who would want to who have any questions, any doubts. We are willing to take that and give you that answer. Open for the Q&A session. Yeah, anyone? Any questions? Okay, it's a good question. Will the slides be available? Yes, you will get the entire recorded session of this program mailed to you from our marketing team in your email. So you will get that as part of this webinar. Course details, please. How to register? This course of StackRoot uh, is is for the B2B. It's for the organization. So you can get in touch with us, at any point of time. Connect in stackroot.in or the marketing team. He will be sending you guys the emails and all of it. You can revert back if you are interested. And your organization per se. We have a program for each domain, each organizations, and we can customize programs. And we are the market leaders. We are number one in AI GenAI training in India. We are the first one to do it in India, and even for agentic AI, we are the first one in India, pan India, to deliver agentic AI programs. So we are the market leaders. We are the number one. So you can get in touch with our marketing team, sales team, and you can respond back over email as well with your requirement, along with your HR, or even if you want to connect, we can do that. Sharof, we can definitely get in touch with you and your organization for a detailed discussion and a customized program. What would be the course cost? The cost is on the organization, not on you. We don't do B2C individual, but at an organization level. So it's going to be for your organization. You will be a part of the team learning through this program. So it's between organization tools with NIIT Stack Group. That's how the model is, B2B. Does that answer your question? Any questions, anybody, even if you think, great, even if you think that the question might look stupid, don't feel so, just put it up. We are willing to take those questions. Couple of minutes more. I think to stay aligned, guys, to stay aligned with this space, you need a hand holding, and organizations and StackRoot are tying up, creating these kind of workshops and these kind of trainings to help people progress in this AI landscape. Okay. Anyone else? Any other questions? Any doubts? Can we automate email approvals? Yes. With Make, you can. I can give that homework. You can connect with Microsoft Outlook. It will create your draft, read through all your mails, create your draft, and not send it across. Put an Excel. Okay, you review it, and then in that Excel, you say, okay, now you push, it will send. You can also send an auto emailers, all that possible. With Gmail, yes. With Outlook, yes. You name it, we have it. So you can automate email approvals and repetitive tasks completely on your own. And it can create a file with all the logs, how many emails it has done, what was the caption, what was the body, so that you can later on you can review it as well. So that's the reason when we demonstrated the LinkedIn and a document file parallelly. The intent is whatever is going to the social media, somewhere we should be able to track and see through what is going on. Same thing with email as well. You can put another channel there and put your Outlook as part of email, and you can track emails and send emails. You can do whatever you want. Your creativity. The course structure, typically the course structure of agentic AI is roughly around 180 hours done in various time frames. Okay, maybe weekends. It is customizable. Even that 180 hours can be shrink basis the organization requirement. So basis your need. Do you have any certificate course on for AI? Yes. Our courses are all mapped, mapped. You will get a certificate from an IIT Stack Group. That option is also available. Can we read the PDF documents in different languages? Yes, of course, you can do that. You can use Make or what Prashant just demonstrated. Any PDF document in different languages, you can do that as well. See, as long as platforms, tools, and softwares has APIs, Google has different language APIs. You can use them. Okay, Google Gemini, use it, and there are various APIs. You can use it in platforms like Make, in platform like Langflow, to get read PDF in different languages and get the output in a Word document. You can processize it completely. Sunil, does that answer your question? And all this is going to be taught in a hand-holding manner. Thank you, Sunil, in our training program. Okay. Last 1 minute. It is 4:39. We are running, 10 minutes, more. So just one more minute. Any other questions? Any doubts? Anyone? Okay. Thank you all. Appreciate. I hope you liked this 90 minutes of power-packed webinar session, which has, which would hope, I hope it would help you to move ahead in your life. Thank you, everyone, with your learning journey. Wish you all the best. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.